Imagine waking up every morning with a sense of calm, clarity, and focus. No stress, no rushing, just a peaceful start to your day. Sounds amazing, right? That's exactly what Stoicism can offer you. In today's video, fuel your mind with Stoic calmness. Every morning, we'll explore how you can harness the ancient wisdom of Stoic philosophy to transform your mornings. Stoicism teaches us how to embrace life's challenges without letting them disrupt our peace of mind. By incorporating simple yet powerful Stoic practices into your morning routine, you'll learn to stay grounded, focused, and resilient no matter what comes your way. From starting with gratitude to mastering your emotional responses, this video will guide you step by step in building a calm, centered mindset for the day ahead. If you're ready to fuel your mind with Stoic calmness and create a morning routine that sets you up for success, hit that like button and subscribe for more empowering content. Share this video with someone who could use a little more calm in their life, and let us know in the comments, how do you start your mornings with intention? Let's dive in and make each morning a moment of strength. Number 1, purpose wakes you up, not caffeine. Have you ever rolled out of bed already feeling exhausted before the day has even started? You reach for your coffee like it's a lifeline, hoping it'll jumpstart your motivation. But here's a question worth asking. What if your tiredness isn't physical? What if it's not your body that's drained, but your spirit that's running on empty? The truth is, caffeine can only do so much. What truly wakes you up isn't a drink. It's a deep sense of purpose. Many people can't open their eyes in the morning without a cup of coffee. They call it a power switch for the brain. But have you ever wondered, maybe what's making you tired isn't a lack of caffeine. It's the lack of a strong enough reason to get out of bed. Coffee wakes up the body, purpose wakes up the mind. Imagine a woman named Amina. She's a nurse working long shifts in a bustling city hospital. Every morning she used to rush through a routine. Coffee, bus, work. It felt automatic, mechanical. Then one day she paused. Her niece had drawn her a picture with the words, "You help people heal." That simple message hit differently. The next morning, Amina still drank her coffee, but she also took a moment to reflect. Today, I get to care, to comfort, to make someone feel human again. That became her anchor. Suddenly, mornings felt less like a grind and more like a mission. And here's something we often forget. Purpose doesn't have to be grand or world-changing to be powerful. It can be something small yet sincere, like showing up fully for your family, putting love into your work, or simply growing into the kind of person you respect. These intentions, repeated daily, build a foundation stronger than any stimulant. They give each moment meaning, and meaning energizes the soul far more than caffeine ever could. Stoic philosophy doesn't tell you to quit coffee. It simply reminds you that if caffeine is the only thing getting you up, you might be living on autopilot. Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Time isn't scarce. We just waste it living without direction, and nothing drains the mind faster than waking up each day without knowing why. Before you grab your phone or rush into your routine, sit for just 1 minute and ask yourself, what do I want today to serve? You don't need a perfect answer, just a clear direction. That alone can anchor your mind against the chaos. Write it down, a short line. It could be, I want to be more patient, or I want to let go of control. That simple act can shift you from inertia to awareness without needing caffeine. Ever wonder why some people seem to have energy all day long without relying on stimulants? Maybe it's because they're not just living for themselves. They're living for something greater. When the mind has a reason, it sparks to life like a flame finding fuel. But if you're just waking up to make it through the day, no amount of coffee will stop you from feeling drained. So next time you stretch and greet the morning, try asking something different. Not what do I have to do today, but who do I want to be today? That kind of awakening runs deeper than any cup of coffee. And if you're ready to start your day with purpose, you'll also need a steady mindset to face the unexpected. Because no matter how clear your why is, life will test you. And that's when you step into the next lesson. Number 2, face the day ready for anything. The day begins, but you already feel like you're running behind. Your alarm rings and you hit snooze, thinking you've got a few more minutes, only to jump out of bed in a rush when you finally realize you've overslept. You fumble through your morning routine, brushing your teeth half-heartedly and gulping down whatever's left of last night's coffee. Before you even get dressed, you're faced with a flood of small problems: a missed email, a forgotten task, or an unexpected delay. The morning starts off chaotic and suddenly you feel like everything is slipping out of control. But why does it feel this way? Could it be that it's not the mishaps themselves that are the problem, but your reaction to them? What if, instead of feeling defeated, you could face your day with a calm mind and a prepared attitude? You set your alarm for 6:30 a.m., but when you open your eyes, it's already 7:05. You spring out of bed like you've been electrocuted, rush through brushing your teeth, sip a bit of cold coffee, then suddenly realize you forgot to charge your laptop last night. The day starts with a string of small failures, and the next thing you know, you're snapping because a piece of paper fell off your desk. Ever wonder why something so minor can make it feel like the world's out to get you? The issue isn't that it's a big deal, it's that you think it shouldn't have happened. The Stoics saw things differently. Don't live like the world owes you a smooth day. Live like it's your job to be ready for the worst. One of the Stoic principles was premeditatio malorum, preparing your mind for what could go wrong, not to scare yourself, but to stop being surprised. Have you noticed how security guards often smile calmly when people yell, or how long-haul drivers stay relaxed in hours of traffic? It's not because they've mastered some ancient secret. It's because they've stopped expecting life to go their way, and they no longer take it personally when it doesn't. Once I met a man named Daniel. He was a chef at a busy restaurant. One day, right before his shift, the head chef got into an accident, the ingredients arrived late, and the kitchen AC broke down. Everyone was on edge, but Daniel? He chopped vegetables, wiped his face, and said, "Today's the test, isn't it?" Here's the wild part. Daniel wasn't shocked, didn't complain, and didn't try to escape, because every morning he asked himself, "What might drive me crazy today?" And then he imagined the ideal way to respond. So when chaos hit, his brain didn't have to panic. It just followed the script he'd already written. We often think peace is something to be found and held on to tightly. But real peace doesn't come from a life without problems. It comes from no longer fearing them. Think back to the last time you lost your temper. Was it because you thought, "This shouldn't be happening"? Have you ever stopped to ask, why do I expect life to always go smoothly? It's the surprise that throws us off, and Stoicism teaches one thing above all. Don't let your mind be ambushed by something you should have seen coming. You can start tomorrow. Before grabbing your phone, just pause, breathe deeply, and ask yourself, what if someone insults me today? What if my work hits a wall? What if I feel useless? Then choose a response. It doesn't have to be a speech, just one line. I'll stay calm. Think of it as a rehearsal. No one escapes hardship, but some people get swept away by it. Others stand steady in the storm because they've already been there in their minds. Many of us expect the world to be smooth sailing, free of disruptions and difficulties, but life, in its essence, is unpredictable. If you can begin to accept that unpredictability as a part of living, you'll be ready for anything. Preparing your mind for life's obstacles is like strengthening a muscle. The more you practice it, the less likely you'll be knocked off course by the small things. Instead of being surprised by frustration or setbacks, you'll approach each challenge with clarity and resilience, knowing it's not about avoiding the storm, but learning to stand firm within it. If this feels unusual, it is. You've been used to hoping life will be kind, but those who prepare for the worst are the ones who are truly free. Ever had a day fall apart over something small? Share your story below. Someone might see themselves in it and learn to stand steadier. And if you want your mornings to be a training ground for a stronger mind, stick around. Life won't go easy on you, so you've got to get tougher. Number 3, own your life. No blame, no excuses. Imagine receiving disappointing news about a project at work. Despite putting in long hours and effort, the outcome doesn't match expectations. You feel frustrated and confused, and your first instinct might be to point fingers, blaming the team, the circumstances, or even your boss. It's easy to think that the situation would have been different if only things had gone as planned. But here's the question. Does blaming anyone or anything really help you improve? No, it doesn't. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of negativity without offering any real solution to the problem at hand. The Stoics offer us a different perspective. Take full ownership of your life no matter what happens. Instead of deflecting responsibility onto others, look inward and recognize what you can control: your thoughts, actions, and reactions. While you can't always control external circumstances, you always have the power to control how you respond. Stoic philosophy teaches that taking ownership of your situation is key to overcoming challenges. It's not about ignoring the realities of the situation, but about understanding that your response is yours to choose. For instance, when Marcus Aurelius faced difficulties as the Roman emperor, wars, political strife, and personal loss, he didn't blame the situation or others. He took responsibility for his actions and responses, always asking himself how he could improve and learn. His attitude wasn't about denial or avoidance. It was about embracing reality and making conscious decisions, no matter how tough things got. In the same vein, when things go wrong in our own lives, the tendency might be to blame the outside world. If only my colleague had done this, or if only I had more time. But this mindset only leads to frustration. Stoicism challenges us to look inward instead of outward. What part of the situation is in your control? What can you do differently next time? This shift in thinking empowers you to grow rather than remain stuck in a cycle of blame. When you take ownership, you move away from helplessness and toward empowerment. Blame and excuses only serve to keep you locked in a victim mindset, preventing you from finding solutions. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to be better? By taking responsibility, you position yourself for growth and improvement, rather than playing the victim in your own story. One practical way to embrace this Stoic principle is by reflecting on your reactions in difficult situations. When challenges arise, instead of responding impulsively with frustration or blame, take a moment to breathe, center yourself, and ask, how can I handle this better? This pause allows you to take control of your emotions and actions, preventing you from falling into a cycle of negativity. By owning your actions and decisions, you create the space to learn from your mistakes, develop resilience, and move forward. Taking responsibility for your life is a form of liberation. It's empowering because it puts the control back in your hands, allowing you to shape your future with intention, clarity, and strength. When you stop making excuses and blaming others, you unlock your full potential to live a life of purpose, growth, and true fulfillment. Number 4, begin with gratitude, not demands. You don't need more motivation in the morning. What you need is less illusion. People don't burn out because they're lazy. They burn out because they expect life to follow the script in their heads. Order a coffee, expect it to taste just right. Check your phone, expect a cheerful message. Step outside, expect no one to cut in line. And when reality doesn't match the fantasy, the whole day feels off before it even begins. But there's another way to start your day. Wake up with no expectations at all. Just be quietly grateful that you have another morning to make things right, to try again, to call someone you hung up on yesterday. This small shift, if practiced daily, does something strange. It doesn't change the world, but it changes how you move through it. One morning I met Sarah, a teacher and mother of 3, struggling with the balancing act of her responsibilities. She often felt overwhelmed before even getting out of bed, anticipating everything that could go wrong. Her morning started with stress, and she found herself wishing for a perfect day every time she opened her eyes. I suggested, what if you woke up without expecting the world to go according to plan? What if you didn't expect everything to be easy or your kids to be on their best behavior? 3 weeks later, Sarah messaged me, I can't believe the change. I still have the chaos of the kids' school run and the deadlines don't stop, but I feel more at ease. I no longer feel defeated before my day even begins. Expectations are sneaky filters. They show you only what's missing. Gratitude works differently. It's a magnifying glass that lets you see what's already there. A simple boiled egg with salt, a child yelling, "Mom!" in the middle of a Zoom call, a body strong enough to face another busy day. If you can see those things and feel a little peace inside, then you're already living well. Marcus Aurelius once said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Not everyone gets another chance to start over, but if you're reading this, maybe you still do. And if you need a simple way to begin again, don't reach for your phone first thing. Look around, place your hand on your chest, and feel your heartbeat. Ask one question: what am I taking for granted? If the answer is family, work, health, write it down. Just one line, one name, one thing you still have. No need to be poetic, just don't forget. The Bible puts it plainly. Give us this day our daily bread. Not bread for the year, not even for the week, just today. Just enough. If you feel that today you already have enough, you won't feel the need to control everything. You don't need to start your day fired up with motivation. You just need to start with clarity. What do I already have, and what is enough? When you begin with gratitude, you stop chasing what others have. You let go of outcomes. You see clearly that what matters most isn't what you want more of. It's what you've forgotten you already have. And when your mind is lighter, you realize something important. It's simplicity, not abundance, that keeps you grounded. Because more doesn't always mean better, but what's real is always enough. Instead of chasing after the next thing or constantly trying to improve, gratitude allows us to experience contentment in the present moment. It's about shifting the focus from what's next to what's now. Many of us spend so much time planning for the future or worrying about what we don't have that we forget to acknowledge what we've already achieved. Practicing gratitude in the morning helps anchor us in the present, making us aware of our blessings, however small they may seem. It's in those little moments, whether it's the quiet of an early morning or the smile of a stranger, that we find true richness in our daily lives. This approach also transforms how we interact with the world around us. When you stop expecting things to go perfectly, you stop reacting with frustration or disappointment when they don't. Instead, you develop a resilience that helps you remain calm, even in challenging situations. When life doesn't meet your expectations, you're no longer caught off guard. You simply accept the ebb and flow of the day with a sense of peace. In this way, gratitude not only changes your morning, but also your perspective on life itself, teaching you to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles to avoid. Number 5, cut the noise. Focus on what truly matters. In today's world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the constant noise around us. From social media notifications to the never-ending stream of emails, news, and advertisements, our attention is constantly being pulled in different directions. We live in an era of distractions, and it's often hard to focus on what really matters. The truth is, all this noise can cloud our judgment and lead us to forget our true priorities. But there's a way out, learning to filter out the noise and focus on what truly adds value to our lives. It starts by recognizing that not everything that demands our attention deserves it. We can become so caught up in trivial matters that we neglect the things that have the potential to truly move us forward. Consider how much time we spend scrolling through social media, comparing ourselves to others, or engaging in endless debates that go nowhere. In those moments, we lose sight of the bigger picture, the relationships that matter, our personal growth, and the work that aligns with our purpose. It's essential to take a step back and reassess. What truly matters to me? What do I want to prioritize today? A powerful tool in cutting the noise is setting boundaries. Just like we would protect our physical space, we need to protect our mental space from unnecessary distractions. This might mean turning off notifications on your phone, setting specific times for checking emails, or even saying no to social events that don't align with your current goals. It might also mean taking time for quiet reflection each day so that you can tune out the noise and reconnect with your inner voice. By setting boundaries, we're able to create the space we need to focus on what's important. One of the most effective ways to focus on what truly matters is by practicing mindfulness. In the midst of a busy day, it's easy to rush through tasks without being fully present. However, when we slow down and give our full attention to what we're doing, we are able to perform at our best. Mindfulness allows us to make conscious choices and engage with the present moment rather than being constantly distracted by past regrets or future worries. By focusing on one task at a time and being present with the people around us, we can make our actions more meaningful. Another key to cutting the noise is remembering our values. When we are clear about our values, we can use them as a compass to guide us in the right direction. In times of confusion or overwhelm, reconnecting with our core values can help us make decisions that align with what is truly important to us. For example, if family is a priority, we might choose to spend more time with loved ones instead of getting caught up in work or other external pressures. By letting our values guide us, we can cut through the noise and focus on what brings us true fulfillment. The process of focusing on what truly matters is ongoing. It's not a one-time fix, but a daily practice of being mindful, setting boundaries, and aligning our actions with our deepest values. It's about making conscious choices that move us toward the life we want to live, rather than being swept away by the distractions of the world around us. When we cut the noise and stay focused on what's truly important, we become more intentional with our time and energy, allowing us to live a more fulfilling and meaningful life. In a world that is constantly pulling us in different directions, learning to cut the noise is one of the most powerful things we can do for ourselves. By focusing on what truly matters, our relationships, our health, our personal growth, we create space for the things that bring us happiness and fulfillment. And in doing so, we become more connected to the people and experiences that make life worth living. Number 6, don't chase your emotions. Observe them. Have you ever noticed how we don't really live in reality, but in how we feel about reality? A passing look makes you think someone dislikes you. A casual comment sticks with you for days. The entire world seems to shift because of one fleeting emotion, and then you find yourself wondering, why am I so easily shaken? In Stoic philosophy, strength isn't about having no emotions. It's about refusing to be ruled by them. Emotions come and go like weather, but if you build your life around every storm, you'll never find peace. Epictetus once said something powerful that most people overlook. Don't let the force of the impression carry you away. Say to it, hold up a bit. Let me see who you are and what you represent. An emotion is just a first impression, not the truth. The key is having enough stillness inside to pause and observe before you react. We often get tricked by our emotions because they arrive so quickly, and they feel so real. Someone doesn't reply to your message, and suddenly you feel ignored, rejected. But what if they were just exhausted? Why is your mind so quick to reach for the most painful explanation? Try this instead. Observe without judgment, like standing in front of a mirror. You don't fight your reflection, you simply see it. Here's a clearer image. Emotions are like fire. Lean in too close and you'll get burned. But step back and you can feel their warmth without harm. That distance, the space between feeling and reacting, that's where your power lives. It's the moment you ask yourself, is this emotion actually useful for what I need to do right now? What may surprise you is that the more you observe an emotion, the weaker its grip becomes. Like a shadow exposed to light, it loses its form. Emotions feed on reaction. If you stop fueling them, they fade. So how do you apply this in real life? Start small. Every morning before stepping into your day, take 90 seconds to write, what am I feeling right now? Don't fix it, don't judge it, just name it. This simple act creates space, and space gives you clarity. It's like holding up a mirror to your mind before it runs away with the day. And when you start observing your emotions rather than reacting to them, you begin to see patterns and triggers that were once hidden. This self-awareness gives you the ability to respond consciously rather than impulsively. For example, you might notice that certain situations or people trigger frustration or anxiety, and with this awareness, you can start to prepare and adjust your responses. Over time, this practice of observing your emotions without judgment helps to develop emotional resilience. Instead of being at the mercy of your feelings, you can take control of how you engage with them, leading to a more balanced, peaceful, and thoughtful approach to life's challenges. If this sounds familiar, you're not wrong. Carl Jung once wrote, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Much of what we call destiny is just emotion unchecked, steering the wheel. We all want peace, but peace doesn't mean calm skies. It means you don't lose yourself every time the wind blows. Learn to stay still so you can see more clearly, And once you do, a new challenge quietly enters. Not anger, not anxiety, but praise, attention, applause. Can you stay grounded when the world starts looking up at you? Let's take that question into the next lesson. Number 7, praise or criticism? Stay unshaken. Each day you step out into the world, and it feels as if you're constantly being observed. Whether you're getting ready for a big meeting or simply going about your day, there's a feeling that you're under scrutiny. You choose your outfit carefully, fix your appearance, and enter the world hoping to make a good impression. Compliments feel like a boost, while criticism feels like a blow. But when you start seeking approval in everything you do, you become tethered to the opinions of others, allowing your peace of mind to be dictated by their reactions. Chasing praise and avoiding criticism will lead you off course, as you end up performing for an audience instead of living by your own principles. The Stoics didn't reject their emotions, but they didn't let those emotions control them either. Applause didn't boost their confidence, nor did criticism diminish their resolve. They kept their focus inward on their own path. As Epictetus once said, if you seek external approval, know that you've compromised your integrity. If you need a witness, be your own. This is a profound reminder that your worth is not determined by others. True confidence comes from within, not from the opinions or reactions of those around you. Imagine you're walking on a tightrope stretched high above the ground. The wind is blowing, the crowd is watching, and you can hear whispers of approval and disapproval floating up from below. With each step, you could either listen to the voices cheering for you or the ones criticizing you. If you shift your attention to the noise, you may lose your balance. The key to staying steady isn't about avoiding the voices, but staying focused on the path ahead, your goal, your purpose. The wind may push, the crowd may cheer or jeer, but your job is to stay balanced, grounded, and steady in your own direction. Here's an exercise you can try. The next time someone compliments you, don't seek to bask in it. Instead, smile and acknowledge it lightly. When faced with criticism, don't let it shake you. Ask, is this feedback valid? If yes, take note and learn from it. If not, let it go. Your emotions don't need to be swayed by the opinions of others. Each morning, write down one sentence that affirms your worth, just for you. Repeat it throughout the day, guarding it like a flame. Keep your inner fire burning, no matter what the world throws at you. Each day, ask yourself, are you living for the approval of others or staying true to your purpose? The more you focus on internal validation and align with your true values, the less vulnerable you become to external forces. When you stop fixating on others' perceptions, you become free to perform your best work, driven by your own values, not the need for external applause. That's true freedom. Number 8, detach from results. Master your effort. We often measure our success by the outcome, whether it's winning a competition, securing a promotion, or reaching a financial milestone. However, focusing solely on the end result can lead to unnecessary stress and disappointment, especially when things don't go as planned. The reality is that the outcome is often beyond our full control. You can give your best effort, work tirelessly, and still face setbacks. What you can control, however, is the effort you put in. By detaching from the outcome and focusing on mastering the process, you create peace of mind, knowing that you've done your best regardless of what happens. The Stoics teach us that our power lies in controlling our actions and thoughts, not in trying to control external factors. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, emphasized this mindset when he said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means that we should shift our focus from trying to manipulate external circumstances to nurturing our own actions and attitudes. When you prioritize effort over results, you empower yourself to grow regardless of the outcome. It's like planting a tree. You carefully select the location, prepare the soil, and nurture the seed. You water it, protect it, and ensure it gets sunlight. However, once the seed is in the ground, you cannot control how quickly it grows or how tall it will become. If you focus too much on the growth rate or compare it to other trees, you might lose patience. But if you focus on caring for it every day, your consistent effort will eventually show results, even if they take time. In the same way, your efforts are the key to progress. By detaching from results, you embrace the journey rather than obsessing over the destination. Ask yourself, am I doing everything I can today to improve? Instead of fretting about the outcomes, you can take pride in knowing that your daily efforts are what will ultimately lead to success. This mindset shifts the focus from external validation to personal growth, allowing you to stay grounded. What happens when we detach from results is that we begin to value progress over perfection. When results don't come as quickly as expected, we often feel discouraged. But if we focus on mastering the process, we start to appreciate the little victories along the way. Each step forward, no matter how small, becomes a reminder of how far we've come and how much we've grown. This approach not only lessens the sting of failure, but also builds resilience for the challenges ahead. When you detach from the result, you also learn to embrace failure as a natural part of the process. Failure becomes less about loss and more about learning. If you see every setback as a chance to improve, you'll start to grow stronger with each challenge. Rather than fearing mistakes, you welcome them, knowing they're just stepping stones to mastery. By focusing on mastering your effort rather than obsessing over the outcome, you create a sustainable path to success. The journey itself becomes meaningful, and the results are simply the natural consequences of your consistent effort. True fulfillment doesn't come from achieving specific goals, but from continuously striving to improve, regardless of where you start. This is how you become the best version of yourself. Not by chasing results, but by mastering the effort you put into everything you do. We've just explored 8 ways to start each morning with the clarity and calm of a Stoic. Not through empty words, but through timeless principles that have carried people through centuries. Living with purpose, embracing hardship, staying grounded, and being fully present in each moment are all key elements. The simplest things, feeling gratitude when you open your eyes, letting go of expectations, to focus on effort, or hugging like it's the last time, are often the roots of a deeper, stronger, and more peaceful life. If you found this video helpful and haven't hit like yet, take a second to do it. That one click might just help someone else start their day differently. Share it with someone close to you, someone who could use this gentle reminder. And don't forget to leave a comment. What's your mindset like each morning? Make sure to subscribe because there's still so much more waiting for you. A resilient mind isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, morning by morning, by choosing to live awake. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.